All right, I got this all hooked up to the Tesla. Today, I wanted to give you a little tour of my 2018 Escapade 5x8 Squaredrop camper and talk a little bit about my first camping trip using this trailer. I have been working on remodeling it. I call it remodeling. I'm just really making some changes to it, basically. All right, so first of all, this is the front of the camper. I did quite a bit here. I painted the top, and my theme is UFO Cowboy. I don't know if you've seen that show, but it's a terrible show, but I like the premise of UFO Cowboy. This is the front of the trailer, and I've added some lighting here. I love this little lamp from Amazon. It's a LED. I plug it in here to the power strip. There's no battery in this camper. Usually I just use my Goal Zero Yeti 400, which I'll show you. I've got some cool decals that I got off of Etsy. I made some curtains, and I got this material from Spoonflower. And these curtains actually will roll up, and I can tie them with these leather ties so they can stay up when I want to let some airflow in. I totally removed the doors. There were two very heavy sliding doors on this cabinet, and I'm so happy that I did because they were very cumbersome to move around. And then I also made this little pop-up table. It's just a small cutting board, and I have a bracket underneath here that allows me to put it up and down. So when I'm traveling, it actually helps to hold everything in on the shelving. One of my favorite things is this little heater that I bought off of Amazon. And this heater works so great. It looks like a little fireplace. It will warm up this camper in about 5 minutes. Love it. All right, you can see here I've got these roll-up curtains on all the windows. I have a little command mirror here, so I can basically sit here and put on makeup or whatever. And my Goal Zero Light of Life minis hanging up here, and they're just, again, USB powered. I got these lights off of Amazon, which I like because you can set them to be motion control. You can take them off so that if you need a little flashlight when you're going out, you can use them, but it's a kind of a low light, so I like that for at night. And then some more of my UFO Cowboy theme. This couch is basically two trifold mattresses. I just took one and laid it out flat, and then I used my Zenbivy quilt as a blanket. I have my USB heated throw. Well, I don't have enough room in this camper for a kitchen. There is no kitchen on the back or anything like that. This is my little kitchen box that I do carry with me. Now, the main goal of this is to be able to make coffee in the morning. So let's say I have my little 12-volt refrigerator in the camper with me that I can have my half and half in there. And then in here, mainly what I use, I kind of just keep a little of everything in here. I'm not that much of a coffee purist, so I do use the Folgers instant coffee. But this works out really great because I can just plug it in and make hot water in about 2 minutes. You can make it right here in the morning inside my camper. I have like fire starter, matches, just some basic things in here. A knife, forks, scissors, a bowl and a little plate, a Lucy light, playing cards, a water bottle, gloves, just a few things so that if I just want to quick make a cup of coffee, I can do that without pulling out my whole kitchen set. I'll have some video about my first camping trip that I'll show you now, but this is just a quick tour of the camper. And the other things that I've done here is I did reseal the entire camper on the exterior. I had 2 water leaks. I don't know if you can see it here in the corner. The 2 water leaks in the 2 corners. So I siliconed the entire exterior again. So knock on wood, that will do the trick. I was in a rainstorm when I was camping, and it seemed to do just fine. Oh, the other thing that I did is because this was just like a hard vinyl flooring, I got the gym floor mats and I did the entire floor so that it's much cushier. And then I've got, of course, rugs on top of that because it's not easy at my age to be crawling around in this camper, but it's very comfortable with that cushy mat. underneath, and by the doors I actually doubled it up, and then I have rugs on top of it. And I have even kind of a more fluffy rug right here for when I'm sitting on this couch, and you know, I'm just sitting here and I can hang out if I want to. So really it's a lot of room. My last teardrop camper was a tag, and I loved that. It had a lot of storage space, had a kitchen on the back, but it was basically just a bed on wheels. And I love this trifold sofa because then it's very comfortable just to sit here during the day. I can remove one side of it. I really don't need two. So I can remove this one to have more room. I do store everything in here when I'm driving to the campsite, obviously. But yeah, so this just feels a lot roomier than the tag did. And it's only 800 pounds and very easy to tow. The place to hook the chains is a little bit hard to find, but it's in there. And then I had to do an adapter for the 7-pin to the 4-pin connector that this trailer takes, because this trailer does not have a battery or anything like that. Got the doors, the lights are working. Lights are working. Lights are working. These are nice. So I'm all set up. I made it here just fine, but I just wanted to show my spot. It's pretty private on this side. And then there's my ring, and then my neighbor's all the way over there. Right, here's my setup right now. It's kind of a mess, but I just have clothes and shoes, things like that. In the front here, my little toilet, my jacket, and water, my thermosol, just miscellaneous, aspirin, scissors, fire extinguisher, first aid, things like that. And then my Goal Zero 500X, Yeti 500. And over here, I do have my refrigerator in here today. I did make window coverings too. When it gets hot, I put those in. And I've got some fans and things down here. So I'm using these little USB fans. And right now, there's a really good breeze coming through here. So it's very comfortable. Showing outside, it's supposed to rain any minute now. Alright, so just a few notes about this trip. I only went about 20 minutes from home. It was my first time towing this trailer and my first time towing with the Tesla. So I wanted to do a close to home trip just to make sure everything went fine. Tesla did great towing. This trailer is so small that it seemed like the Tesla it didn't even really take much extra range. Now I was only going like 50, 55 on the side roads. You know, maybe if I was going 70, it would have taken up more range, but I feel like this trailer is actually shorter than my Tesla. So I think the wind, whatever they call that, like I don't think there was a lot of wind resistance when I was towing, but I'll have to test it some more on some longer trips just to see like what the range would be. All in all, the Tesla did a great job of towing. I don't always take the trailer with me. I did a trip last weekend where I just basically slept in my Tesla and I had my clam shelter as like a kitchen and living room area. The Tesla is an amazing camping vehicle. And I link another video here that I did about my first time camping in the Tesla. I have a mattress for the back. It's great. I mean, for just me, of course it's a little small to crawl in and out of things, but so basically the Tesla has been great. I've had, you know, everyone's nervous about it. You hear horror stories about Tesla. 90% of them are not true. It's a great vehicle and a great adventure vehicle, really. And pretty much anywhere other than Alaska, anywhere else pretty much in the US, you can go in your Tesla. There's plenty of superchargers along the way. But for a first trip towing with the Tesla, this was a great kind of shakedown trip, and everything went well. I didn't even need to charge at the campsite. It was just perfect. Still have to practice backing up a little bit, but I'm getting better at that as well. I want to thank you for subscribing to this channel. I just hit, I think I'm a little over 1,200 subscribers now, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time subscribing and watching my videos. I know I'm not very consistent about it, but I really do enjoy making these videos. And I have a bunch more trips planned for this summer, both camping in the Tesla, camping in this trailer. I also am planning a trip this summer to Grand Teton National Park and Rocky Mountain National Park with my sister and her family. So if you guys have any tips for me for Grand Teton or Rocky Mountain National Park, let me know in the comments. Girlcamper.com, I highly recommend that if you are a woman that likes to camp and you don't have people that always want to go with you. My husband and my son are not campers, so I'm oftentimes going places by myself, but not really ever by myself, because I'm belong to the Minnesota chapter of Girl Camper, and it is really a great group of women, and they plan all kinds of wonderful trips. We're doing like a wine tasting, birding, we did a sourdough bread baking trip. So really it's been a lot of fun camping with that group. And then I have another group that I camp with, which is how I found this trailer in the first place. A woman from that group passed away and had this trailer. All right, I have a lot of planned trips coming up, and hopefully making more content on that. So once again, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you here again soon.